In the sacred tapestry of the Quran, Surah Al-Fatiha stands as a radiant jewel, a profound opening chapter that sets the stage for the divine revelation that follows. Known as the opening, it serves as a gateway to the spiritual treasures contained within the holy book. Just as a grand door welcomes us into a magnificent palace, so too does Surah Al-Fatiha usher us into the presence of Allah's words. With each recitation, we embark on a transformative journey of the heart and mind. Comprising a mere 7 verses, Surah Al-Fatiha holds within its concise form a depth of meaning that has resonated with Muslims for centuries. It is the most frequently recited surah in Islam, forming an integral part of our daily prayers. Whether offered in the stillness of dawn or the quietude of night, these verses connect us to the divine, reminding us of our purpose in this world and the hereafter. Imagine for a moment a thirsty traveller stumbling upon a crystal-clear spring in the midst of a barren desert. Such is the effect of Surah Al-Fatiha on the parched soul. It quenches our spiritual thirst, nourishing us with guidance, hope, and a profound sense of connection to the Creator. In its verses, we find solace, inspiration, and the strength to navigate the challenges of life. The beauty of Surah Al-Fatiha lies not only in its eloquence, but also in its universal message. It speaks to the very core of our being, regardless of our background, culture, or language. In its timeless words, we discover the essence of faith, submission, and the pursuit of a meaningful life. At its heart, Surah Al-Fatiha is a conversation between the Creator and the created, a dialogue that transcends time and space. It is a prayer that encapsulates the essence of human need and divine grace. As we recite its verses, we acknowledge Allah's sovereignty, express our gratitude, and seek His guidance in all our affairs. The surah begins with an invocation of Allah's name, a reminder of His presence in our lives and His dominion over all creation. It is a declaration of faith, a surrender to the one who is both the origin and the ultimate destination. With humility and reverence, we acknowledge that we are but servants of the Most High, dependent on His mercy and guidance. As we delve deeper into the verses of Surah Al-Fatiha, we encounter themes of praise, gratitude, and supplication. We are reminded of Allah's attributes of mercy, compassion, and justice. We are called upon to worship Him alone and to seek His help in all that we do. This profound prayer is not merely a collection of words to be recited mechanically. It is an invitation to embark on a spiritual journey, a path that leads us closer to our Creator and to a deeper understanding of our own selves. It is a compass that guides us through the complexities of life, reminding us of our ultimate purpose and the eternal values that should shape our thoughts, words, and actions. The journey into the depths of Surah Al-Fatiha begins with a profound invocation, a divine address that sets the tone for the spiritual odyssey that lies ahead. In the name of Allah, the very first words of this sacred chapter resonate with an authority and grace that captivate the human heart. It is a declaration, a statement of purpose that instantly transports us from the realm of the mundane to the presence of the divine. Imagine standing at the threshold of a vast ocean, the waves crashing against the shore, the salty air filling your lungs. You are but a speck in the grand scheme of creation, yet in this moment, you feel a connection to something far greater than yourself. That is the sensation evoked by the opening phrase of Surah Al-Fatiha. It is a humbling reminder of our place in the universe as creation standing before our Creator. This initial address is not merely a formality, a customary phrase uttered out of habit. It is an acknowledgement of Allah's absolute sovereignty, His dominion over all that exists. By invoking His name, we submit ourselves to His will, recognizing that He is the source of all power and authority. It is in his name that we speak, act and strive to live our lives, for without his grace we are but dust scattered by the wind. Moreover, the very act of uttering in the name of Allah carries within it a profound sense of protection and guidance. It is as if we are embarking on a perilous journey and seeking the blessings of a benevolent guide. By invoking his name, we are seeking his refuge from all harm, both physical and spiritual, and entrusting ourselves to his infinite wisdom. The phrase, "In the name of Allah," is not merely an invocation, it is an invitation, a beckoning towards a covenant of compassion and mercy. The Arabic word for name, ism, is deeply intertwined with the concept of essence and reality. To invoke Allah's name is to invoke his very being, his attributes, and his boundless mercy, which envelops all of creation. This covenant is not one of subservience, but of love and surrender. It is a recognition that true peace and fulfillment can only be found in aligning ourselves with the divine will. By surrendering to Allah's will, we are not relinquishing our agency, but rather tapping into a source of strength and guidance that transcends our limited human understanding. This initial phrase of Surah Al-Fatiha, therefore, sets the stage for a transformative journey of the soul. It is a call to awaken from the slumber of heedlessness and to embark on a path of conscious awareness, guided by the light of divine guidance and enveloped in the embrace of Allah's infinite mercy. As we delve deeper into the meaning of "in the name of Allah," we begin to understand that it is not merely a phrase to be recited, but a profound truth to be embodied. It is a reminder that our every breath, every action, and every thought should be imbued with the consciousness of Allah's presence and a reflection of his boundless compassion. Having invoked the name of Allah, the first verse of Surah Al-Fatiha unveils two of his most essential attributes, the most gracious, the most merciful. These divine qualities, Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim in Arabic, are not merely descriptive titles, but rather an embodiment of Allah's boundless love and compassion, which permeate all of existence. The term Ar-Rahman signifies Allah's all-encompassing mercy, a mercy that extends to all of creation, regardless of belief or action. It is the mercy that sustains the universe, that provides for every living creature, and that showers blessings upon us whether we are aware of it or not. Like the sun that shines upon all beings without discrimination, Ar-Rahman represents a universal and unconditional love. Ar-Rahim, on the other hand, denotes a more specific form of mercy, a mercy that is particularly directed towards those who believe and do righteous deeds. It is the mercy that guides us towards the straight path, that forgives our shortcomings, and that bestows upon us eternal bliss in the hereafter. If Ar-Rahman is the vast ocean of Allah's mercy, then Ar-Rahim is the gentle rain that nourishes our souls and guides us towards growth. The repetition of these two attributes, the most gracious, the most merciful, at the very outset of the Quran, emphasizes their paramount importance in understanding the nature of Allah and our relationship with him. It is a declaration that Allah's mercy is not a distant or abstract concept, but rather the very foundation upon which our existence rests. The second verse of Surah Al-Fatiha, "Praise be to Allah, the Lord of all the worlds," ushers us into a realm of profound awe and reverence. It is a verse that resonates with the echoes of countless voices, from the celestial beings in the heavens to the creatures that dwell upon the earth, all united in a symphony of praise for their Creator. The Arabic word for praise, alhamdu, is not merely an expression of gratitude or admiration. It is a recognition of Allah's inherent perfection, his absolute sovereignty, and his boundless grace. It is an acknowledgement that all good things emanate from Him and that He alone is worthy of our utmost adoration. This verse invites us to contemplate the vastness of Allah's creation, the intricate tapestry of life that unfolds before our very eyes. From the smallest atom to the largest galaxy, everything exists in perfect harmony, a testament to the wisdom and power of the Creator. As we reflect upon the wonders of the natural world, we are filled with a sense of humility and wonder. We realize that our own existence is but a fleeting moment in the grand scheme of things, a gift from the One who holds all of creation in His hands. The phrase, Lord of all the worlds, further emphasizes the universality of Allah's dominion. It reminds us that His sovereignty is not limited to a particular time, place, or people. He is the Lord of the heavens and the earth, the seen and the unseen, the past, present, and future. This concept of worlds extends beyond the physical realm. It encompasses the spiritual realms, the unseen dimensions that lie beyond our limited human perception. It reminds us that there is more to existence than what meets the eye, that reality encompasses far more than our senses can perceive. By acknowledging Allah as the Lord of all these worlds, we acknowledge His absolute authority over every aspect of our being. We recognize that our lives are not merely our own, but rather a trust from our Creator, to whom we are ultimately accountable. This realization instills within us a profound sense of purpose and direction. It frees us from the illusion of control, the burden of trying to manage every aspect of our lives. Instead, it invites us to surrender to the One who knows what is best for us, to trust in His wisdom and guidance, even when we may not fully comprehend His ways. Section 3, Beyond the Material Realm, the Worlds Within and Beyond. The concept of worlds in this verse also invites us to consider the inner dimensions of our own being. Just as there are countless galaxies in the vast expanse of space, so too are there countless worlds within the human heart. Each thought, each emotion, each experience creates its own unique world, shaping our perceptions and influencing our actions. Recognizing Allah as the Lord of these inner worlds reminds us that He is closer to us than our own jugular vein. He's aware of our innermost thoughts and feelings, our hopes and fears, our dreams and aspirations. Nothing is hidden from Him, and His mercy encompasses even the darkest corners of our hearts. This awareness can be both comforting and challenging. It is comforting to know that we are never truly alone, that even in our most vulnerable moments, Allah is with us, witnessing our struggles and offering His support. However, it is also a call to purify our intentions, to align our thoughts and actions with the divine will. If Allah is the Lord of our inner worlds, then we must strive to make those worlds a reflection of His beauty, His mercy, and His love, His Section 4, From Recognition to Submission, Aligning Ourselves with the Divine Will. The second verse of Surah Al-Fatiha does not merely invite us to passively acknowledge Allah's lordship, it calls us to an active state of submission and surrender. By recognizing Him as the Lord of all the worlds, we are essentially declaring our allegiance to Him, pledging our obedience to His will. This submission is not a sign of weakness or defeat, it is the ultimate act of liberation. When we surrender our ego's desire for control, we open ourselves to a higher power, a wisdom that far surpasses our limited human understanding. It is through this act of submission that we find true peace and fulfillment. When our will is aligned with the divine will, we tap into a source of strength and guidance that empowers us to overcome life's challenges and to live in accordance with our true purpose. Therefore, the second verse of Surah Al-Fatiha serves as a powerful reminder of our place in the grand scheme of things. It calls us to recognize Allah's universal sovereignty, to surrender to His will, and to align our lives with His divine guidance. In doing so, we embark on a journey of spiritual awakening, a path that leads us towards inner peace, true freedom, and eternal bliss. Section 1. The Return to Mercy, a refrain of divine compassion. As we delve deeper into the heart of Surah Al-Fatiha, we encounter a profound refrain, a repetition that echoes with the boundless compassion of the divine. The third verse, the most gracious, the most merciful, returns us to the attributes first mentioned in the opening verse, emphasizing their paramount importance in understanding the nature of Allah and our relationship with Him. Imagine a traveler lost in a vast desert, parched and weary, yearning for a single drop of water. Just when all hope seems lost, a spring appears on the horizon, a beacon of salvation in the midst of desolation. Such is the effect of this repeated declaration of Allah's mercy. It is a reminder that no matter how far we may stray, no matter how lost we may feel, Allah's compassion is always available to us, a source of hope and solace in the face of life's challenges. This repetition is not merely a rhetorical device. It is a testament to the centrality of mercy in Islam. It is a reminder that Allah's mercy is not a limited or conditional quality, but rather an infinite and all-encompassing attribute that permeates all of creation. It is the very foundation upon which our existence rests, the air we breathe, the sustenance we receive, the love that binds us together. By repeating these attributes, Surah Al-Fatiha invites us to immerse ourselves in the ocean of Allah's mercy, to experience its transformative power in our lives. It is a call to move beyond a mere intellectual understanding of mercy and to embrace it as a lived reality, a guiding principle that shapes our thoughts, words, and actions. Section 2, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, exploring the nuances of mercy. While the attributes of Ar-Rahman and Ar-Rahim are often used interchangeably, they possess subtle nuances that deepen our understanding of Allah's mercy. Ar-Rahman, as we have explored, signifies Allah's all-encompassing mercy, a mercy that extends to all of creation without exception. It is the mercy that sustains the universe, that provides for every living creature, regardless of belief or action. Ar-Rahim, on the other hand, embodies a more specific form of mercy, a mercy that is particularly directed towards those who believe and do righteous deeds. It is the mercy that guides us towards the straight path, that forgives our shortcomings, and that bestows upon us eternal bliss in the hereafter. If Ar-Rahman is the vast ocean of Allah's mercy, then Ar-Rahim is the gentle rain that nurtures our souls and guides us towards growth. This distinction highlights the dynamic nature of Allah's mercy. It is not a static or passive quality, but rather an active and responsive force that interacts with our choices and actions. While Ar-Rahman represents the constant and unwavering nature of Allah's love, Ar-Rahim reflects His particular care and guidance for those who seek to draw closer to Him. By understanding the nuances of these attributes, we begin to appreciate the depth and complexity of Allah's mercy. It is a mercy that encompasses both the vastness of the cosmos and the intimacy of the human heart, a mercy that is both universal and deeply personal. Section 3. The Divine Embrace, experiencing Allah's unconditional love. The repetition of the most gracious, the most merciful in Surah Al-Fatiha is not merely an affirmation of Allah's attributes, it is an invitation to experience these qualities in our own lives. It is a call to open our hearts to the divine embrace, to allow Allah's mercy to flow through us, transforming us from within. Imagine a child running into the arms of a loving parent, seeking comfort and reassurance. The parent's embrace envelops the child, erasing all fear and anxiety, replacing them with a sense of security and peace. This is the essence of experiencing Allah's mercy. It is a feeling of being fully seen and fully known, yet fully loved and accepted, flaws and all. This experience of divine mercy is not limited to moments of joy or triumph. It is equally present in times of hardship and despair. When we face challenges, when we stumble and fall, Allah's mercy is there to lift us up, to guide us through the darkness, and to remind us that we are never alone in our struggles. As we cultivate a deeper awareness of Allah's mercy in our lives, we begin to see its reflection in the world around us. We notice acts of kindness, both big and small. We feel a sense of gratitude for the blessings that surround us, even in the midst of difficulties. We develop a more compassionate and forgiving heart, not only towards others but also towards ourselves. Section 4. A foundation for hope, seeking refuge in Allah's mercy. The constant refrain of Allah's mercy in Surah Al-Fatiha serves as a powerful antidote to fear, despair, and hopelessness. In a world often filled with darkness and uncertainty, it is a reminder that there is a force greater than ourselves, a force that is always working for our good, even when we may not see it. This awareness of Allah's mercy provides a solid foundation for hope. It reminds us that no matter how dire our circumstances may seem, Allah's compassion is always greater than our mistakes, our shortcomings and our fears. It is a beacon of light that guides us through the storms of life, assuring us that even in the darkest of nights, dawn will eventually break. By seeking refuge in Allah's mercy, we tap into a source of strength that empowers us to face life's challenges with courage and resilience. We learn to surrender our worries and anxieties to Him, trusting that He will guide us towards what is best for us. The third verse of Surah Al-Fatiha, therefore, is not merely a statement of belief, it is a call to action. It is an invitation to cultivate a deep and abiding awareness of Allah's mercy in our lives, to allow this awareness to shape our thoughts, words and actions, and to seek refuge in His boundless compassion, knowing that we are always enveloped in His love and care. The fourth verse of Surah Al-Fatiha, Master of the Day of Judgment, introduces a stark shift in tone, a reminder of the ultimate accountability that awaits us beyond the realm of this earthly existence. The Arabic term Malikai, often translated as master or owner, signifies Allah's absolute sovereignty and authority over all of creation, particularly on the Day of Judgment, a day when the veils of illusion are lifted and the truth of our actions is laid bare. Imagine for a moment a grand courtroom where every soul that has ever lived is gathered. The books of deeds are opened, and every thought, word and action is weighed on the scales of divine justice. This is the day of judgment, a day of reckoning, when each of us will stand before our Creator and account for the choices we made during our time on earth. The mention of the Day of Judgment in Surah Al-Fatiha serves as a powerful reminder that our actions in this life have eternal consequences. It is a call to live with purpose and intentionality, knowing that every choice we make, every step we take, draws us closer to or further from our ultimate destination. This awareness of accountability is not meant to instill fear or despair, but rather to awaken us from the slumber of heedlessness. It is a reminder to live in alignment with our values, to strive for righteousness in all that we do, and to seek Allah's forgiveness for our shortcomings, knowing that He is the most merciful, the most forgiving. The concept of Master of the Day of Judgment emphasizes the absolute fairness and justice of Allah's judgment. On that day, there will be no favoritism, no prejudice, and no escape from the consequences of our actions. Each soul will be judged solely on the basis of its deeds, both good and bad. This concept of divine justice is not limited to the afterlife. It is a principle that operates in this world as well. While we may not always see the immediate consequences of our actions, we can be assured that Allah is aware of everything we do, and justice will ultimately prevail. This understanding of accountability should not lead to a sense of burden or anxiety, but rather to a sense of empowerment and responsibility. We have been entrusted with the precious gift of free will, and with that gift comes the responsibility to use it wisely. Every day we are presented with countless opportunities to make choices that align with our values and to make a positive impact on the world around us. By embracing our responsibility as moral agents, we not only prepare ourselves for the day of judgment, but also create a more just and compassionate world in the present moment. The mention of the Day of Judgment often evokes a mix of emotions, ranging from fear and trepidation to hope and anticipation. It is natural to feel a sense of awe and reverence in the face of the unknown, to contemplate the vastness of eternity and the potential consequences of our actions. However, it is important to remember that the Day of Judgment is not meant to be a source of paralyzing fear, but rather a catalyst for growth and transformation. The Quran emphasizes that Allah is not only just but also merciful, and His mercy encompasses even those who have strayed from the straight path. The key to navigating the emotions evoked by the Day of Judgment lies in finding a balance between fear and hope. Fear, when channeled constructively, can serve as a motivator to avoid wrongdoing and to strive for righteousness. Hope, on the other hand, sustains us in our efforts and reminds us that Allah's mercy is always available to those who seek it. By acknowledging our accountability while also placing our trust in Allah's mercy, we can approach the Day of Judgment with a sense of peace and serenity, knowing that we have done our best to live in accordance with His will. The fifth verse of Surah Al-Fatiha marks a pivotal transition in our spiritual journey, moving from the contemplation of Allah's attributes and our accountability to Him, to a heartfelt declaration of worship and dependence. You alone we worship. You alone we ask for help. This verse, concise yet profound, encapsulates the essence of Islamic monotheism and the surrender it demands of the faithful. The Arabic word for worship, nabudu, encompasses far more than ritualistic practices. It signifies complete submission, a recognition of Allah's absolute sovereignty and our utter dependence on Him for everything in our lives. It is a conscious choice to align our will with His, to acknowledge that true fulfillment and contentment can only be found in His service. This declaration of you alone we worship is a radical statement in a world often driven by the pursuit of material possessions, social status, and personal gratification. It is a rejection of all false idols, a proclamation that our hearts and minds are dedicated solely to the one true God. Moreover, this declaration is not a solitary pursuit, but a collective affirmation. The use of the plural pronoun re-emphasizes the communal nature of worship in Islam, reminding us that we are part of a larger community united by our shared faith and our common dependence on Allah. Having declared our exclusive worship of Allah, the sixth verse of Surah Al-Fatiha expresses our deep-seated need for His guidance. Guide us on the straight path. This plea for guidance, Ihdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, is a recognition of our inherent limitations as human beings and our constant need for divine direction in navigating the complexities of life. The straight path in this context refers not merely to a physical path, but to a way of life. a spiritual journey that leads us closer to Allah and to the fulfillment of our purpose in this world. It is a path characterized by righteousness, compassion, and a constant striving for excellence in all that we do. This path is described as straight not because it is devoid of challenges or obstacles, but because it is the most direct and unwavering route towards our ultimate destination. It is a path illuminated by divine guidance, a path that leads us away from the darkness of ignorance and doubt towards the light of knowledge and certainty. By asking Allah to guide us on this path, we acknowledge that we cannot rely solely on our own intellect or willpower. We need His constant support and direction to overcome the temptations and distractions that inevitably arise in our lives. We surrender to His wisdom, trusting that He will lead us towards what is best for us, even when we may not fully comprehend His ways. The plea for guidance in Surah Al-Fatiha is particularly poignant because it is expressed collectively. Guide us. This collective supplication highlights the interconnectedness of the Muslim community and the importance of seeking guidance not only for ourselves, but also for one another. By praying for guidance as a community, we acknowledge that our individual journeys are intertwined with the journeys of our brothers and sisters in faith. We recognize that our actions impact not only ourselves but also those around us, and we strive to support one another on the path towards righteousness. This collective prayer for guidance also serves as a powerful reminder of our shared humanity. Regardless of our differences in language, ethnicity, or social status, we are all united by our need for guidance, our yearning for meaning and purpose in a world that can often feel chaotic and uncertain. The repetition of this verse in our daily prayers reinforces the importance of constantly seeking guidance and reaffirming our commitment to following the straight path. It is a reminder that the journey of faith is an ongoing process, one that requires constant effort, vigilance, and a humble reliance on Allah's mercy and guidance. As we reach the culmination of our exploration of Surah Al-Fatiha, we find ourselves standing on the precipice of a profound realization. These 7 verses, seemingly simple in their structure, yet infinite in their depth, are not merely words to be recited, but a blueprint for a life lived in harmony with the divine. They are a compass for the heart, guiding us towards a deeper understanding of ourselves, our relationship with Allah, and our purpose in this world. Internalizing the essence of Al-Fatiha is not a passive endeavor. It is an active and ongoing process of reflection, contemplation, and striving to embody the principles it espouses. It is about moving beyond a superficial understanding of the verses and allowing their meaning to permeate the deepest recesses of our being. When we truly internalize the message of Al-Fatiha, it transforms us from within. It instills in us a sense of awe and reverence for the Creator, a profound gratitude for His countless blessings, and an unwavering trust in His mercy and guidance. This internal transformation is reflected in our thoughts, words, and actions. We become more conscious of our responsibility towards Allah and towards our fellow human beings. We strive to live with purpose and intentionality, seeking to make every moment count in our journey towards eternal bliss. The beauty of Surah Al-Fatiha lies not only in its profound meaning, but also in its accessibility. It is a prayer that we repeat multiple times a day, in our daily prayers, in times of joy and sorrow, in moments of ease and hardship. Each recitation is an opportunity to reconnect with the divine, to realign our hearts and minds with the principles it embodies. Imagine embarking on a journey with a trusted guide, someone who knows the way and is always there to offer support and direction. This is what it means to live with the words of Al-Fatiha. It is a constant dialogue with our Creator, a reminder that we are never alone in our struggles and that His guidance is always available to us. As we integrate the recitation of Al-Fatiha into our daily lives, it becomes more than just a prayer. It becomes a way of life. Its verses seep into our consciousness, shaping our perspectives, influencing our choices, and guiding us towards a more meaningful and fulfilling existence. Living with the words of Al-Fatiha is an ongoing process of learning, growth, and transformation. It is a journey of the heart, a journey that leads us closer to Allah and to the realization of our full potential as human beings. Our exploration of Surah Al-Fatiha has taken us on a journey through the depths of its meaning, revealing its profound impact on the believer's heart and mind. We have delved into its themes of divine mercy, human accountability, the importance of guidance, and the transformative power of surrender. Yet the true beauty of Al-Fatiha lies not merely in its intellectual comprehension, but in its lived experience. It is a prayer that is meant to be felt as much as it is understood, a prayer that has the power to awaken the soul and guide it towards its ultimate destination. As we conclude our exploration, let us not forget that the journey of faith is an ongoing process, one that requires constant effort, reflection, and a deep-seated desire to connect with our Creator. Surah Al-Fatiha serves as a beacon on this journey, a reminder of our purpose, our dependence on Allah, and the boundless love and mercy that await those who seek Him. May the words of Al-Fatiha continue to resonate in our hearts and minds, guiding our steps, illuminating our paths, and leading us towards a life of meaning, purpose, and eternal bliss.